Okay, I am on the Powder Springs bathroom. This bathroom was, or is, done with builder's grade tile. This is 4x4 ceramic tile, which I never like doing, especially on a floor, but even more so a shower. And this shower is built out of the same material. And there's a reason for that. This builder's grade tile only has spacing for 1/16 inch grout lines between them. So what happens is they put in non-sanded grout, and you see the grouts popped out just about everywhere on this floor. And it's just not a good application for a floor. I'm assuming that this is probably some type of sand mix, because when I step on certain areas I hear a sound like I'm stepping on sand. So the way that they did this probably 17-20 years ago is a lot different than the way we do it now. So because of that sand mix that I'm hearing, this floor, I'm assuming, is going to come out pretty easy. It's been wet and then dry and wet and dry over the years, so it's relatively easy on the tear out for this portion. But this is this is never a good idea to put on a floor for that reason alone. I really don't really understand why anybody would ever put it on a floor. There's a purpose on a wall for it. As you can see, you know, this wall, you see all the grout is intact, and it looks like it was just put on yesterday. So this is okay for a wall, and a wall that's not going to get wet. When builders start putting it inside showers where it gets wet, that's where you run into a problem. So if you can see, obviously there was a soap dish here that's gone. It's been gone for a long time, so you see the trowel marks where the mastic was there. But the same issue happens here. You see the grouts popped out in certain places, and it's just a maintenance nightmare, in addition to the fact that this is a very porous, non-sanded grout is very porous, and so therefore water is going to penetrate through there very easily. Builders are not going to seal the grout, and so therefore you're kind of stuck with just a poor quality tile. And even more to the point, inside the shower you're going to see a lot of these grout lines that have popped out, and what happens over time is that water seeps through there, and look at that, there's no grout there whatsoever. So water seeps into that hole, especially because the shower head is up here. It's hitting this wall all the time, and so without a doubt, when I tear this out, this whole knee wall is made out of wood, and there's going to be wood rot throughout. I imagine probably every piece of 2x4 in there is rotted out. It might be a 2x6. This is kind of a thick knee wall. But regardless, it's all going to be redone. So that's kind of the problem. You see there's some black mold. They were having mold issues inside this shower, and because of the mold and because of the flimsy nature of this wall, because of the type of tile that they use, the tile you see are starting to pop out in this wall. Look at that, I can push on it, and there's movement. And so this wall is really bad. And so to save time, a tile was caulked in here, caulking all around the top and the bottom and everywhere, just to save the shower from falling apart at the bottom. And so now we're coming here to rectify all of that. 4x4 ceramic tile should never be used on a shower floor, which is why there's a lot of issues here throughout the years. People have tried to repair it, it's just not repairable. So this shower pan is going to be saturated with water without a doubt. There's going to be mold and mildew issues going on behind the wall. When I take the backer board out, whatever they use doesn't really matter. Water has already penetrated into that wall, so there's going to be some damage going on there. The curb, what can I say? The curb was never sloped. A 4x4 tile with all these grout lines that are non-sanded and never sealed, water is going to penetrate through there, and I imagine the curb, if it was wrapped with the pan liner, which I kind of doubt, but if it was wrapped at all, there's probably still going to be some water issues. The curb is going to be rotted on the left and the right for sure, and if they did wrap it, then it might be okay, but I don't know. You know, I'll know better when I get into it. It's a dated shower fixture, so we're going to change that out. As I said, we take the knee wall down. The knee wall is part and parcel to this garden tub. So the garden tub is going to stay, but the knee wall has to be built back in large portion to the fact that I gotta use that same shower fixture that's gonna stay there. And so all of this backsplash on this tub is gonna come out and gonna get retiled on that. What else? The toilet's gonna go, and there's gonna be a new toilet in there, in addition to the fact that right now when you walk in from the bedroom, you have your sink off to the right, the toilet, and then a knee wall here. This knee wall is gonna go away. And the reason the knee wall is going to go away is because the new toilet is actually going to sit this direction, which is going to allow for about another 14-15 inches of depth on this shower. So instead of, it's about probably 3 foot, yeah, it's about 3 foot and a few inches. So it's going to be about 4.5 foot out. It's going to go out to about right here. So it's going to be a very deep shower, and therefore this toilet doesn't really sit well there, so I'm going to turn the new one around. It's going to be facing that way to give it more room coming out. More than likely there won't be a shower door. The reason is because not only is the fixture going away, but I'm moving the fixture onto that wall. That wall will have like a rainforest type head that has an arm, so the pressure won't be so great that a door will ever be needed over here, because by the time you step in the shower you'll be way over here and all the excess spray is going to come this direction. So there will be eventually, haven't decided yet whether it's going to be a glass block wall, that this knee wall is going to get extended out the same depth obviously. So it's either going to be a glass block wall or it's going to be a frameless panel, singular. It's just one panel that's going to be sitting on this wall, and there'll be no door. So that's what I anticipate happening. All this stuff will come out, and then, as I said, the toilet will sit this way. So the tile on here is going to be, on the floor, it's going to be, we have kind of like a wood floor in here, so we're going to replicate that and use a darker shade of fake wood tile. In other words, the tile looks like wood. I think it's an 8 or a 9 by 12 or a 9 by 18. Either way, the tile is going to be set this way, and it's going to be staggered just like real wood would be staggered. So it's a darker tile that's going to go on this floor, and then on the shower itself it's going to be 16 by 16 travertine. We're still going to stay with the 4x4. It's going to be a tumbled marble, but it's going to get sealed. Well, obviously we're going to use sanded grout and put an additive in it, and then also seal it really well, so we won't have any of those issues at all. It'll be 16 by 16 on the wall. There's going to be a border going around. I'm not quite sure what the border is going to look like. And then also there's going to be soap dishes. Soap dishes meaning, well, there'll be a shelf and then a soap dish above that. And then on, as I said, on this back wall will be a new fixture. On this wall here, I'm going to build a long niche. So it's going to probably be about a 30-inch long niche by about 12, 13 inches tall. So, and frame that out, so that'll be nice. Most likely take the tile all the way to the ceiling and put one of those contiguous curb tops in that I like so much. That's just a solid piece of natural stone, so that'll go on there. Not going to do anything with the vanity at this point. This is actually real wood on here, although it's very dated, so probably get that prepped and sanded down and you know, painted some type of color. Not sure on that yet. Also, this vanity is right about thigh level, and most vanities nowadays are higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this up by about 3.5, maybe 4 inches all the way around. You know, build a little box and have it sitting on the box so it'll bump it up taller. I'm not going to do anything. This is cultured marble top. It's a double vanity, so there's a sink in the sink here. So there's nothing really wrong with this. This is going to go back on once these two cabinets are painted, and just deal with it that way. What else? The mirror probably not stay. Probably get a hanging mirror that's kind of wood trim type thing. That's going to go on there, and then the light fixture obviously needs to go because it's that tacky brass light fixture. I'm not sure yet, but I believe I'm going to be putting in a 4-inch halogen light, and probably put the light switch somewhere here because we're kind of busy on these light switches. But I'll run the wire through the attic and have a light switch right here that when you come in and take a shower, you'll have direct light inside the shower. So that'll be a nice added touch. And that's what I anticipate happening. So this is probably a 7-day job. It might bleed into 8, but I doubt it. So about 7 days in and out to redo this whole bathroom and get a better shower going on here. I will probably come back in and show some of the damage that is caused by having this type of cruddy ceramic tile in the shower. So all the things I anticipated as far as the shower pan being saturated with water, probably turn to sand in a lot of places, in addition to the wood rot that I anticipate. So I'll be back on that. But yeah, so I'm going to get started. Okay, I am done with this bathroom, and it is 100% complete and usable. So I'm going to start off with the floor. We used wood-like porcelain tile. I really like this stuff. I've actually used it with a couple of customers already, and I like the way it sets, I like the way it looks, and it actually looks like real wood. The grout match is a little more difficult. I had about 4 or 5 choices. I ended up choosing this one. I'm not too happy with it, except when it turns wet. It's a little bit darker. So there is what's called a grout enhancer, and what that does is it gives you that permanent wet look. So if you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but the permanent wet look is a lot darker than what this dries out to be. So what I may end up doing is using an enhancer on this grout to get it to that dark color that I like. Didn't do anything with the vanity, thought I was, but that's going to be another day, another time. This job was pretty extensive, so the vanity got put off for now, and the tub never got moved. The tile that you remember, the 4x4 ceramic tile, got taken off, of course, and the 16x16 travertine got put on with a transition strip to go down there for the edging. And then, of course, when the floor got set, new baseboard got put in. Not only the new baseboard got put in, but a new toilet was put in. I like these toilets. They are water saver type toilets, so you give a push on this one, that's number 1, and if you do number 2, you give a push on that one. So I think it's 1.1 gallon for number 1 and 1.6 gallons for number 2. I like them a lot. They're slimline, and that really works well. If you recall, this toilet was actually, not this toilet, but the toilet was actually facing that way. There was a little partition wall right here. Took that down, and eventually when the walls get painted, all of that will go away. But anyway, so I had to move the toilet plumbing over a little bit and out a little bit in order for eventually this toilet to set this way instead of the way that it was before. So that worked out pretty well. Again, these walls are going to be painted eventually. Don't know what color, but they will be. Oh yeah, and then of course the supply line got moved over from there to back in the corner there. And then the shower, which is why I was here to begin with. The shower turned out really good. I like it. 16x16 travertine. I didn't use a lot of the trim. You'll see the recurring theme here is this transition strip, this aluminum transition strip. So it ran the whole length of this knee wall, except on this side. On this side I actually used the very decorative trim pieces. These are like $7-8 each, and you can imagine, you know, 5 of these, and then 5 of them, and then 5 of them on the side, or 8 of them on the side, and over here would have been quite costly. I could easily spend $200 getting these type of pieces. So it seemed better to have them, if I was going to get any on the inside here, rather than put them on the inside and the outside. So on this side, I just used a transition strip. That gave the separation between the horizontal and the vertical pretty good. And then I didn't use anything on this front of this knee wall. The knee wall got bumped up. In fact, it got taken out. If you remember, it was rotted out. So not only did it get bumped up a little higher, but it also came out about another 1.5 foot. I think about 1.5 foot as it came out, because it used to be almost flush with the tub here. And so I got a really good depth in the shower by virtue of doing that. Again, use the transition strip on the side here. Saved a bunch of money by not having to use those decorative pieces, although I wanted something to kind of, like, I don't know, break it up rather than just have it end of the tile. So I used these pieces, which just got cut off with these 16, and I used them vertically all the way up. I think they're about 2¼ 2½ inch strips that I used all the way down. So sort of like bullnose, but not really, because we capped it off with the transition strip. Anyway, getting back to the floor and the curb, this is the contiguous curb tops that I like so much. They're very pricey. They're about $40, but they fit really well. I like them. Used 4x4 tumbled marble on the shower floor. Have a little footrest for women to shave their leg and stuff like that. 16 inches up, 1 tile up. Got a little soap dish going on. Of course, a new shower fixture and a rainforest shower head with an extension arm, and then a niche, which I almost always do. And here's where I spent a little extra money on these decorative trim pieces to kind of frame out the niche, which I always like doing. And then the 1x1 travertine on the inside of the niche with a little slope here and a little slope there and a little slope on the knee wall, very slightly on the knee wall. And so yeah, and then of course the border, and it turned out pretty good. So little towel bar in here as well, wash rag rack, and that's about it. Eventually there'll be either a glass block on here or there'll be a panel of glass. The panel of glass will probably go up to about that height, about 42 inches, and come out about 60, 62 inches out here. So the panel of glass or glass block will sit on this wall, and no need for a shower door, because this is about a little better than 5 foot deep. The shower head is rainforest, so it comes straight down. It doesn't really splash out, so there's really no need to have a shower door back over here. But if there is a need, if somebody has one in the future, they can put one in pretty easy. So eventually, as I said, this will be more finished with the walls being painted and the panel of glass here. And by the way, this is my bathroom. Yes, it is. I didn't get paid for it, but you know, I'm going to reap the rewards. I have been here for nearly 7 years and finally got to do my own bathroom renovation. You could, if you remember on the first part of the video how bad it was awful. I do these renovations for other people so often, and I get jealous because I've got like the worst shower, or had the worst shower in the neighborhood, probably in the whole 5-mile radius, and so now I have a nice shower. And so I'm proud of it, I like it, and I am actually going to get started on a job tomorrow that actually pays, and so I'm happy for that, and I'm out of here.